Hey yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Scatino, aka Scat, and today we're going to be looking at Streets of Rage 2, just released today on the PlayStation Store. After what, it's been 6 weeks, the PlayStation Store is finally back up and running with a load of brand new content available to download. So, as I say, this one's Streets of Rage 2. It's following on with these Sega Genesis Mega Drive titles that Sega have been re-releasing yet again through the PlayStation Store. I'm sure y'all remember what I said about this subject on my Sonic the Hedgehog 2 video. But it's all good. If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, then you can get these games for free anyway. You can download them for free. Otherwise, I wouldn't be buying them because I've already got the original cart of Streets of Rage 2 on my Mega Drive. Plus, I've got it on the Sega Mega Drive collection on the 360. So let's get back to the actual game. Streets of Rage 2 is by far one of my favourite games of all time. It's a side-scrolling brawler, sort of like Double Dragon, or pretty much like Double Dragon, if any of you are familiar with that. It was released in the early 90s on the Sega Mega Drive Genesis, and it's really gone down as a classic. In fact, the whole of the Streets of Rage series has gone down in history as a classic. And to be honest, I think the game has stood the test of time. I mean, I've played through it so many times before in the past. Played through it countless times when it was re-released on the 360 and the PS3 as part of the Mega Drive collection. And just playing it again today, it's just an absolutely fantastic game. I think the first thing that anyone is going to notice about this game is obviously the music. I don't know what it was about, Sega Genesis, Mega Drive games and Nintendo games back in those days, but they had some of the most fantastic soundtracks, put into their games. It's, to me, the music in the games today isn't that memorable. Unless it's a game like Grand Theft Auto, where you get all the licensed music, and then you think, oh yeah, that, the soundtracks were great then. But just pure background music, in my honest opinion, I don't really think we're seeing that many games that have got really memorable music. But in the days of the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, it was just game after game after game with really classic, memorable music. It's just a really fantastic soundtrack, and I think if you can find these, if you can find the music on YouTube and just listen to it, I'm sure you'll see what I mean. So in Streets of Rage 2, you had a choice out of 4 characters. In the first Streets of Rage, you only had a choice out of 3. My favourite by far in Streets of Rage 2 is Skate, the person I'm playing with now. I just think it's a whole lot of fun. Obviously, his name's Skate, he's skating around. He's got these funky little special moves where he does a little breakdance spin on his head, which is able to hurt enemies, and he also does a spinning jump sort of thing, which is really good. The thing about the special moves though in Streets of Rage is when you use them, they do take off some of your health as well, so you have to use it wisely, which is good because it promotes that sort of strategic element into the game. But like I say, this is definitely one of my favourite games of all time. I really can't tell you how many times I've played through this. I remember back in in the 90s when me and my brother were playing this game, and it's quite unbelievable for me to actually think how long I've actually been gaming for. I mean, I'm only 22 years of age now, but I remember when these games were really, really like big at the time, and I was playing them, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and to think that I was gaming at that sort of an age, you know, and that is no lie. Like, gaming is, or was, like my very first hobby, and it's something I've stuck with all this time. And you know, people might say, oh, the game looks pretty whack now, it plays shit, blah blah blah, it's just nostalgia, but you've got to think, you know, okay, it was pushing 20 years ago now, and I think if you look at the graphics now, if you look at the sprites, you know, they do still look really nice. I mean, obviously it's not going to be on par of what we have today, you know, like the 2D side scrollers we have today, because obviously technically advances, but it annoys me when people look back on these games and think they were shit. They weren't shit. You know, developers were working with what they had back in those days. You know, technology wasn't as advanced as it was today, and these were like the epitome of gaming. These were like up there with some of the best games of all time at that time. You know, and Streets of Rage is such an incredible game. The first game was incredible. The second game, which I'm playing now, is incredible. The third game was incredible. It's just a really amazing series. I think, you know, if Sega can go back to the series, not necessarily release a brand new game, but I think if they could update the first 3 Streets of Rage with HD visuals, pardon me, I mean with proper HD visuals, not as you can see here where you can just like smooth out the graphics. I mean, really, you know, remake the game, but keep like the original music, the original characters, you know, the original settings and everything like that, but just spruce it up for the HD era. I think it could be absolutely fantastic. And Streets of Rage is one of those games that have got a huge following around the world, so it would definitely sell. You know, I think one of the drawbacks though about Streets of Rage for me is some of the boss fights can get really sort of frustrating. I think because we're working on like sort of this 2D plane, but you know, as you can see, Skate can like move, you know, up and down upon this plane. You know, it's not just totally side scrolling, it can go up, down, you know, forward, back and whatnot. So some of the bosses, like the one you'll actually see on the next stage, who is actually called Jet, he's able to like fly with his jetpack, and sometimes, like, because in order to beat him you have to knock him out of the air. Sometimes it can get really frustrating to actually figure out whether or not you're both on the same sort of level on this platform, if you know what I mean. So you could be right next to each other and it looks like you're right next to each other, and you could jump and try to hit him, but you could clearly miss him because you're not both on that same platform, on that same level of the platform, if you get what I mean. If you don't, you'll soon see it coming up in the next stage. And you know, it happens like that through this game and through the first game too. It can get really annoying at times, and it can really make you lose quite a lot of your lives and possibly continues, which is kind of frustrating. And not only that, oh, I got another trophy, perfect boss. Not only that, some of the other bosses as well, like there's like these really fat dudes who like blow out fire and shit. I can't remember now if it was in Streets of Rage 2 or number 1, but when they come onto the screen they immediately start blowing out this fire, and it feels like it's possible to actually hit them, get any damage, because by the time you get close to them they hit you with this fire that they're breathing out. It's kind of crazy really, but you know, us real gamers, us hybrid gamers, us real gamers, you know, we keep at it and we play these games, we play them to completion, because that's what To be honest, trying to think of more things to say. I don't think there is that much to say. I think I might just leave you to enjoy the gameplay now. I think I've said enough. But yeah, so you can download Streets of Rage 2 right now from the PlayStation Store for free if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber. If not, it is going to cost you. Or you could just go pick up the actual Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not sure what it's called in the US. The Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog collection, or whatever it is, or Sonic's Genesis collection as it is over in the US, or just the Ultimate Mega Drive collection as it's known over here in the UK. So you can download, so you can go buy that as well, which features all of the Streets of Rage games with trophies and achievements. But I'm going to leave you now with the rest of this gameplay. I hope you enjoy my video. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to drop me a comment, rate the video, and as always, please subscribe. With the PlayStation Store back up now, this is like the first of many videos that are going to be coming up over the next couple of days. I have literally just bought a whole ton of shit from the PlayStation Store, so you're going to at least get another about 4 or 5 videos out of me over the next couple of days with these brand new commentaries and that. So look out for them, and like I say, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Mm-hmm.